The oil pressure sensor, also known as the oil pressure sender, plays a crucial role in monitoring and regulating the oil pressure within an internal combustion engine. Before discussing the symptoms, let's quickly discuss the function of the oil pressure sensor. The oil pressure sensor continuously monitors the oil pressure within the engine's lubrication system. Based on the oil pressure readings, the sensor sends electrical signals to the engine control unit or onboard computer. These signals provide real-time information about the oil pressure status to the engine control unit. The oil pressure sensor is generally located in the cylinder block near the oil filter, or oil filter housing. Older vehicles usually have the OPS directly wired to the oil pressure gauge. One side of the gauge gets battery power and the OPS has a ground on the other side. Let's discuss the symptoms of a faulty oil pressure sensor. 1. Dashboard warning light. One of the most common signs of a faulty oil pressure sensor is the illumination of the oil pressure warning light on the dashboard. This light typically looks like an oil can or reads oil. If this light comes on and stays on while driving, it could indicate low oil pressure or a problem with the sensor. 2. Inaccurate gauge reading. Some vehicles are equipped with an oil pressure gauge on the dashboard that shows real-time oil pressure readings. A faulty oil pressure sensor can cause erratic or inaccurate readings on this gauge. You might observe the gauge showing unusually high or low oil pressure levels, even if the engine's oil pressure is actually normal. 3. Fluctuating oil pressure. A malfunctioning oil pressure sensor may cause the oil pressure readings to fluctuate rapidly or unpredictably. These fluctuations can occur even when the engine's oil pressure remains relatively stable. 4. Engine noise. Low oil pressure resulting from a bad oil pressure sensor can lead to increased engine noise, such as knocking or ticking sounds. This noise is typically more noticeable when the engine is idling or under load. Inadequate lubrication due to low oil pressure can cause friction and metal-to-metal contact within the engine, leading to abnormal sounds. 5. Poor engine performance. The engine relies on proper lubrication to operate smoothly. Low oil pressure can lead to increased friction and wear on engine components. Insufficient oil pressure can negatively impact engine performance, causing issues such as decreased acceleration, reduced power output, and engine stalling. 6. Oil leaks. A faulty oil pressure sensor may develop leaks over time, leading to oil seepage around the sensor's location. This can occur if the sensor's seal deteriorates, or if the sensor itself becomes damaged. 7. Check engine light. Along with the oil pressure warning light, a malfunctioning oil pressure sensor may trigger the vehicle's check engine light to illuminate on the dashboard. The check engine light indicates that the vehicle's onboard diagnostic system has detected a problem with the engine or emission system. In case of a bad oil pressure sensor, your vehicle main computer may also trigger a trouble code such as P0520, P0521, P0522, P0523, or P0524. 8. Smoke from exhaust. In severe cases of low oil pressure caused by a faulty sensor, you may notice smoke coming from the exhaust. Smoke from the exhaust is a sign of oil entering the combustion chambers and burning along with fuel. So, there you have it, folks, the key symptoms of a bad oil pressure sensor. If you notice any of these signs, don't ignore them. It's crucial to address oil pressure sensor issues promptly to avoid costly repairs and prevent potential engine damage.